Welcome to Lady Rette, it's Rette again. Thank you for 100 subscribers. That lets me know that you like this content enough to come back, so if that's you, definitely subscribe. I'll be using Darling 1 Million Braid Kanekalon hair. I used one pack of color 27 to create that perfect ombre effect in the back, and I used 3 to 4 packets of 1/27. And this is the only piece that I cut in half because I was trying to do something and it didn't turn out quite right. So this is the only piece that I'll be feathering. The rest, I'll be using them unfeathered, uncut. And you have to use 100% Kanekalon hair or this will not come out silky straight at the end. A paddle brush works best for keeping this hair tangle free. You can use a table clamp or tripod or just hold the mannequin between your knees. I'll be using a 22-inch canvas head. I'll be using this wig cap with the roses in front, and I love using this wig cap because it's got adjustable straps. It's got little holes all over that you can crochet or sew onto. Everything I'll be using will be listed and linked in the description box. Line up your wig cap with the center of the canvas head. That's going to come in very handy when you're working on the closure. Find all the pins, needles, and thread that you can because you're gonna use them now. There's two kinds of crochet hooks. There's the big ones and then there's the small ones. I'm going to be using the small one because it fits through the holes of my wig cap. You also need a scissors and maybe a seam ripper. And we're good to go. Pin the wig cap to the canvas head and make sure that there are no folds in the fabric. Otherwise, if you crochet it like that, your wig will not fit at the end and then you'll cry because there's no hope for that. Here's a quick tutorial on 3 different crochet knots for all my beginners. And yes, I did crochet that bangle to the curtain just for demonstration purposes. So the first one is the single knot. With the latch hook open, you're going to take your crochet needle, put it through the loop, grab the piece of hair, and then pull it through. Usually the latch will close. If it doesn't, then close it. And now what you're going to do is put 2 fingers through and then grab both pieces of hair, pull them through, and tighten the knot. I'll show you the single knot one more time.
What the hold up is, I'm a little sport. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not used to laying low about my feelings. Tell the world or write a book when I'm finished. I should thank your mama, yeah. Look at what she made. Sweating.
The next one is the double knot. So with the latch hook open once again, you're going to take your crochet needle, put it through the loop, and then grab the piece of hair on the other side. And then you're going to pull it through and the latch hook will close. Then you're going to take the hair just like before and you're going to pull it through, but do not tighten the knot just yet. What you're going to do is twist it once and then you're going to grab the hair through once again. And now you can tighten the knot. I'll show you the double knot one more time.
Colors, Picasso couldn't paint. You pull me deep and rapture me, leave me no restraint. And I should thank your mama. Oh, look what she made. Lord, I'm sweating you so badly. I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to. I want it, want it, want it.
The last one is the invisible knot. It's very important that you keep a finger in between the 2 strands of hair. With the latch hook open, you're going to put the crochet hook through the loop, grab a piece of hair and pull it through. Then what you're going to do is pull that piece of hair down past the latch. Then you're going to twist the hair once, grab one piece of hair, and then you're going to close the latch. Usually the latch will close when you pull it through, but here I'm going to pull it through, pull that one piece of hair through, only one, and then tighten it. Now what you're going to do is take one piece of hair, fold it over, and hide that knot, hence the term invisible knot. I'll show you the invisible knot one more time.
About my feelings, tell the world or write a book. When I'm finished, I should thank your mama, yeah. Look at what she made, sweating you so badly. I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to.
Now that you know all the crochet knots, let's get back to the wig tutorial. Now for the really fun part, the wig making. So I'm starting with color 27 right at the back to create the ombre effect. And I'm going to be using this hair and just filling up the back until it's all finished. I spaced the back a little too close together, but the correct way to space this is 1 centimeter apart. And you'll see that later on when I start using the color 1/27. Don't forget to occasionally brush the hair, otherwise it's going to be a tangled mess by the time you're done.
I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to.
This is how it looks with a full pack of the color 27 added. And it's very long and very flowy because I remembered to keep combing it. This is the hair with the correct spacing, about 1 centimeter apart, and I'm stacking the hair in a sort of triangle shape. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now I'm going to add the ombre hair, and I'm basically filling in hair wherever there is a gap. So wherever there is a gap, I'm filling in hair above. Now it's a good time to start working on the closure piece. I found this little invisible pot thingy at a beauty store, and I'm just going to remove that black thing because it's kind of flimsy and I just need the lace. You might recognize Hannah from our online store. I'm going to be using her head for this part. Pin down the lace as flat as possible. And then using some pressed powder and a small makeup brush, draw a line down the middle over one row of holes. This is going to act as a guide for you to create a neat middle part. Then, grab a piece of hair and start ventilating on one side of the line you drew. I used 2 strands of hair and skipped a hole in between. When you ventilate lace, you're basically making single knots. Put the crochet needle through the loop. Grab 2 strands of hair. Pull them through the loop and down past the latch. Then grab that tail of hair and pull it through. The hair you had below the latch should close the latch when you're pulling it through, and that will create a knot. I'll give you a better view of the ventilating in a moment, but for now, this is one side done. And here are both sides with the empty row in between. Start filling up the sides. You can take 3 to 4 strands of hair to fill it up faster.
Look what she made. Lord, I'm sweating you so badly. I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to. I want it, want it, want it, want it. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Tell me what you got me on my knees begging, pleading. Praying I'll be receiving everything I want from you. Too much pride, but for you I put it aside, 'cause I can't see you with nobody else. It would eat me up alive.
At At this point, I had used up one packet of color 27 and 2 packets of the ombre color, so now I'm going to start adding the last packet. When you are left with only the rose part of the cap to fill in, sew down your closure before you continue. Line it up with the center of the wig cap and the canvas head. Secure it with pins and start sewing it down as flat and as neatly as possible. When I sew down closures, I like to wrap the thread around the needle 2 to 3 times before pulling the needle, and that makes a secure knot.
Sweating you so badly, I'm in summer with no rain.
When I get to the top, I make a knot, cut the thread, and start sewing down the other side. This gets my closure as flat as possible. Fill in the rest of the wig and you are nearly done. I recommend doing invisible knots the closer you get to the closure piece. I also did invisible knots along the edge of the wig cap. Don't forget to train the hair by either pressing or pulling it down, or those invisible knots will not look right. I filled up the last little section and the crocheting is finally done. Now we can begin styling the hair.
And I should thank your mama. Oh, look what she made.
Pin your wig back on the canvas head and tidy up the part with a rat tail comb. With a paddle brush, brush through the hair thoroughly and get rid of any tangles and shedding. Cut off any short hairs and flyaways. Next, spray it with some water and start blow drying on the lowest heat setting. I think it's looking better already. This last step is kind of optional. I'm making the closure flatter using a hard comb, and it's on the lowest setting with the comb attachment on it. I'm also straightening the rest of the hair. When using any heat tools on this hair, keep the tool moving. Do not stay in one spot or you are going to fry your hair. And now, my favorite part, wearing the wig. This wig is available on crochetandlulu.co.za in 6 different colors. I will be taking limited orders on this wig because of the time and patience it takes to make it. So if you're interested, definitely order whilst it's still available. Thanks for watching another video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Everything I want from you.